Hi everyone, today we're going to look at CryptoHopper, an automated trading platform for cryptocurrencies. This powerful platform can be a bit confusing to get started, so we thought we'd share some of our own experiences to help save you some time. Before we get started, know that this is the first part of a series of tutorials aimed at getting you educated about CryptoHopper. Also, and as a disclaimer, please be advised that any content in this video does not constitute any trading advice and is purely educational. Also, we're not in any way compensated by CryptoHopper for this review. Now, a few housekeeping notes before we get started, and most importantly, before you start trading with real money. If you're new to crypto trading, as a general rule, trading cryptocurrencies bears a lot more risk than traditional government-regulated exchanges. So please make sure you have the latest browser of either Firefox or Chrome, as well as an updated antivirus software and an operating system that is up to date. In fact, if you can afford to, use a dedicated computer for crypto trading and avoid using machines that have loads of games and third-party software installed. This may sound like paranoia, but it's simply a word of good advice to keep your money safe. Next, I recommend you create yourself an email address that is secure and supported by two-factor authentication. The reason I'm saying this is because in crypto there is an elevated risk of theft of identity and obviously funds. Now, a good example could be a Gmail address, which you secure by enabling the two-factor authentication. Most crypto trading sites will allow you to approve any transaction via email, and this adds another layer of defense in case of an attack. This should be an email address you keep relatively private and don't use for everyday purposes. Avoid using it to sign up for newsletters or any other social media activities. The less people know about its existence, the less likely it is that you will be subject to an attack. If you plan on trading real money with CryptoHopper, my recommendation is that you have at least $2,500 worth of currency at your disposal. The main reason being that the cost of the subscription, plus the cost of potential third-party strategic signal providers, may otherwise eat up your profits. You can of course use the platform with less funds. You will just not have the same experience and results. Thirdly, in order to follow this tutorial, you do not have to have a paid subscription to CryptoHopper. However, we do recommend you follow our tutorial by creating an account and going through the steps with us together. There's far too much content for you to remember, and it's the best way to learn. So if you can, split your screen so that you have this tutorial on one side and the CryptoHopper window on the other. Now, let's get started. So, this is the website of CryptoHopper, the platform that automatically trades for you 24/7 based on technical indicators or strategies that you can purchase or subscribe to. After you've created yourself an account, let's go ahead and log in. Now, one of the first things to get used to in CryptoHopper is the terminology used. A hopper is essentially a trading template which is linked to an exchange that holds your funds and a strategy built in CryptoHopper by which those trades will be executed. Now, this sounds a lot more complicated than it actually is. However, it's also important to understand that each hopper is an independent trading setup. Most people will probably only use one of these anyway. Every time you create a new hopper, you will have to enter a new paid subscription for that specific hopper, unless it's paper trading, which means only with virtual currency. So it does make sense, especially at the beginning, to limit yourself to one hopper. Now, let's go ahead and create our very first hopper. You can see the video introduction that CryptoHopper is presenting you. They do have some decent video tutorials and training courses on their website, so go check those out. However, they're most helpful when you already have a basic understanding of how this website works. Now, select your preferred exchange and the template that works best for you. If you have Bitcoin in your exchange or your ambition is to grow the absolute Bitcoin amount in your portfolio, then choose a BTC template. If, however, you're holding US dollar currency on an exchange, or your ambition is to grow the absolute US dollar amount of your portfolio, choose USDT. You will be able to change this at a later stage, so if you don't have a clue as of now, don't worry and just follow along. Alright, we've created our first hopper. Let's take a look at the dashboard. On the left side of the page, you can see the menu options provided, and the center elements indicate trading positions, and the right column gives you indicators of balances and allows you to switch on and off things. This whole screen will make a lot more sense once you actually have open positions and are trading through CryptoHopper. Let us quickly scan through the other menu options on the left. The trade history does exactly what it sounds like. It shows you a history of all your trades and allows you to filter. The statistics section is where you will be spending some time once you've been trading for a few days or weeks, as you will want to analyze your performance, and also because you may want to make some tweaks to your strategy based on what you see. At this very early point, there's nothing to look at, of course. The charts section will allow you to look at current charts of currency pairs. Personally, though, I find this a bit clunky and prefer to look at my charts in other tools, for example, on a separate screen. However, if you quickly want to check something, you can. Note that the chart provider here is TradingView. Backtesting is something you will want to explore once you have a strategy. Essentially, this will allow you to test how your strategy would have worked in the past. Just be aware that results of the past are hardly ever an indication of success into the future. In fact, many people on YouTube will try and convince you that they have found the perfect strategy to sell you because it is backtested and performed so well in history. Most of these strategies, though, are likely to perform very differently in the future because they have been over-optimized for the past. However, it's a good way to see whether a strategy buys at the right point in time or not. In fact, strategies is where you create your own strategy or subscribe to third-party strategy providers. This is really a personal choice, and especially at the beginning, subscribing to a third party can be a good way to get you started, especially if you're less familiar with technical indicators. The marketplaces is where you can see the strategies from the third parties and signals from third parties too. You can subscribe and unsubscribe easily, and most offers are reasonably priced, so there's no big risk in trying out something. Most providers, though, do not provide a refund, so just be aware, but that should be okay. Let's go back. The configuration area is something we will go through in our next tutorial in much detail. This is the heart and soul of CryptoHopper and will determine the success or failure of your strategy implementation. All the other navigation elements are pretty self-explanatory. I'll just go down here. There we go. And useful resources, for any questions you will have further down the line. The team also provide an excellent email support, by the way, usually always within a few hours. The top right, you can see the three icons: the moon that switches between normal mode and night mode, the speech bubbles which link to the chat channels, and your account settings indicated by the last icon. If you'd like to follow my other tutorials of this series, may I suggest you subscribe to this channel, and obviously be grateful for a like if you found this tutorial useful so far. Thank you.